Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Relaxing English Listening. I'm really happy you're here today. Before we begin, I want to ask you something. Have you ever learned a lot of English words, studied grammar for months or even years, and still felt stuck when someone started talking to you? Maybe you knew the words, maybe you understood the grammar, but when it was your turn to speak, your mind suddenly went blank. You knew English, but it didn't feel natural. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many English learners think they need more vocabulary. Others think they need better grammar. But very often, the real problem is much simpler. They haven't practiced using English in real situations. Today we're going to change that together. In this lesson, you're not going to memorize long vocabulary lists. You're not going to study complicated grammar rules. Instead, you're going to step into real-life situations and learn how native speakers naturally respond. By the end of this video, you'll know how to sound more natural in everyday conversations, especially in situations that happen all the time. And remember something important. You do not need to speak fast. You do not need to sound perfect. You do not need a perfect accent. You only need to communicate clearly, naturally, and confidently, little by little, one sentence at a time, one conversation at a time. If that sounds good to you, make yourself comfortable. Relax your shoulders. Take a slow breath. And let's begin. Imagine you are walking into your favorite coffee shop on a Monday morning. The sun is just coming up. People are quietly chatting. Coffee machines are humming in the background. Someone is typing on a laptop near the window. A barista smiles and says, "Good morning. What can I get for you today?" Now many English learners immediately think of a simple sentence. I want a coffee. And technically, that's correct. People will understand you. But native speakers often choose softer and more natural expressions. Instead of saying, I want a coffee, they might say, I'd like a coffee, please. Or even more naturally, I could really use a coffee this morning. Listen again. I could really use a coffee this morning. Can you feel the difference? It sounds more relaxed, more conversational, more human. Now repeat after me slowly. I could really use a coffee this morning. Good. Let's try it again. I could really use a coffee this morning. Excellent. Now say it one more time, as if you are actually standing inside that coffee shop. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you didn't sleep well. Maybe it's been a busy morning already. Say it naturally. I could really use a coffee this morning. That sounds great. Notice something important. Native speakers don't always choose the shortest sentence. They often choose the sentence that feels most natural for the situation. That's a pattern you'll hear again and again throughout this lesson. Now imagine the barista smiles and says, Long morning already. This is a very common expression. Long morning already. They are not really asking about time. They are asking about your experience. Maybe you've been busy. Maybe you're tired. Maybe work has already been stressful. You could answer simply, Yeah. But let's make it more natural. You could say, Yeah. It's been a busy start. Repeat after me. Yeah. It's been a busy start. Very nice. Or maybe, Honestly, I haven't even had time to sit down yet. Listen again. Honestly, I haven't even had time to sit down yet. Now repeat. Honestly, I haven't even had time to sit down yet. Excellent. This next phrase is something you'll hear all the time. Native speakers love it. Ready? I haven't had time to. Listen carefully. I haven't had time to eat. I haven't had time to call her. I haven't had time to sit down. I haven't had time to relax. Can you hear the pattern? Let's practice together. I haven't had time to relax. Good. I haven't had time to eat. Very good. I haven't had time to sit down. Excellent. Without realizing it, you're already learning useful English that people use every day. Now let's stay in the coffee shop for a moment. You pick up your drink. You move toward a small table near the window. As you're sitting down, someone nearby smiles and says, "Mind if I sit here?" Maybe the coffee shop is crowded. Maybe there aren't many empty seats. Now, let's think about your response. A textbook answer might be, yes. But be careful. In English, that can sometimes sound confusing. A more natural answer would be, not at all. Or, go ahead. Or even, sure. No problem. Let's practice. Go ahead. Again. Go ahead. One more time. Go ahead. Great. These are the little phrases that make conversations flow naturally. Now imagine the person sits down. A few moments pass. Then they glance at your drink and smile. That looks good. What did you get? Simple question. Very common. Real life. What could you say? Basic answer. A coffee. Natural answer. I got an iced latte. More advanced answer. I got an iced latte. I've been obsessed with these lately. Listen again. I've been obsessed with these lately. That's a phrase native speakers use all the time. Maybe it's coffee. Maybe it's a TV show. Maybe it's a song. Maybe it's a new hobby. Let's repeat. I've been obsessed with these lately. Again. I've been obsessed with these lately. Excellent. Now imagine the other person laughs. No way. Me too. Did you notice that phrase? No way. Native speakers use it constantly. Sometimes it means surprise. Sometimes it means excitement. Sometimes it simply means, really? Let's practice. No way. Again. No way. Now try it with surprise. No way. Perfect. Suddenly, the conversation feels real. Not like a textbook. Not like a classroom. Like actual life. And that's exactly what we're aiming for. Now I want you to imagine another situation. It's raining outside. People are rushing past the windows. Someone spills a little coffee on the table. They immediately say, "Oh, sorry about that." What would you say? Many learners freeze here. But native speakers usually respond with something simple. No worries. Or, it's all good. Or, don't worry about it. Repeat after me. No worries. Again. No worries. Now with a friendly smile. No worries. Excellent. Notice how relaxed that feels. Native speakers often choose easy, comfortable language. Not perfect language. Comfortable language. That's a big difference. Many learners spend years trying to sound perfect. But real conversations are messy. People hesitate. People pause. People change direction. People don't always speak in perfect sentences. Listen. Yeah. Kind of. Honestly. I'm exhausted. Pretty much. Sort of. Maybe. These little expressions are everywhere. Let's practice one. Kind of. Kind of tired. Kind of busy. Kind of nervous. Repeat. Kind of tired. Very nice. Kind of nervous. Excellent. Now imagine you're about to start an important meeting later today. Someone asks, "How are you feeling?" Basic answer. "I'm nervous." Natural answer. "I'm kind of nervous." Advanced answer. "I'm kind of nervous, but I think it'll be okay." Listen again. "I'm kind of nervous, but I think it'll be okay." Now, repeat slowly. "I'm kind of nervous, but I think it'll be okay." Very good. Can you feel what happened? The sentence became softer, more human, more natural. This is exactly how native speakers often communicate. Not too direct. Not too dramatic. Just natural. Every small sentence you repeat is training your brain to think in English. Not translate. Think. That's an important difference. You don't want to become someone who knows English. You want to become someone who uses English. And you're already doing that. Right now. One phrase at a time. Let's stay with our coffee shop scene just a little longer. The person across from you checks their phone and sighs. "Looks like I'm running late." Another very common phrase. "I'm running late." Not. "I will arrive later than expected." Nobody talks like that. People simply say, "I'm running late." Repeat after me. "I'm running late." Again. "I'm running late." Now imagine you're texting a friend. "Sorry. I'm running late." Perfect. That's real English. The kind you'll hear every day. As the conversation continues, something interesting happens. You stop thinking about grammar. You stop worrying about mistakes. You stop translating every word. Instead, you're simply sharing ideas. That's the moment many learners are searching for. And it's closer than you think. In the next situation, we'll leave the coffee shop and step into a completely different conversation where someone unexpectedly recognizes you after a long time apart. And that simple moment creates some of the most natural English you'll ever hear. Imagine you're walking through a busy part of town on a Saturday afternoon. People are carrying shopping bags. Cars are moving slowly through the streets. Music drifts out from nearby stores. You aren't thinking about English. You aren't expecting a conversation. You're simply enjoying your day. Then suddenly, you hear a voice behind you. "Wait. Is that really you?" You turn around. For a second, you're not quite sure. Then you recognize the face. An old friend. Someone you haven't seen in years. And just like that, a conversation begins. This kind of situation happens everywhere. At a train station. At a shopping mall. At an airport. Outside a restaurant. And when it happens, native speakers rarely sound like textbooks. They use short, emotional, natural English. Let's step into this moment together. Your friend looks surprised and says, "No way." Then they smile. "No way. It's really you?" Listen carefully. "No way. It's really you." Now repeat after me. "No way." Again. "No way." One more time, with surprise. "No way." Excellent. This phrase appears constantly in everyday English. People use it when they are surprised, excited, shocked, even happy. Now your friend says, "It's been forever." That's another expression native speakers love. Notice they don't say, "It has been a very long period of time." Nobody talks like that. Instead, they say, "It's been forever." Repeat after me. "It's been forever." Again. "It's been forever." Very good. Now let's continue the conversation. Your friend asks, "How have you been?" This question is slightly different from, "How are you?" How are you usually means right now. How have you been? Asks about a longer period of time. The last few months. The last year. Maybe even longer. Listen carefully. How have you been? Repeat after me. How have you been? Again. How have you been? Excellent. Now imagine it's your turn to answer. Many learners panic here. They try to explain everything that happened in their lives. But native speakers usually start simple. Very simple. You might say, "I've been good." Repeat. "I've been good." Nice. Or perhaps, "I've been pretty busy lately." Listen again. "I've been pretty busy lately." Repeat after me. "I've been pretty busy lately." Excellent. Notice the word pretty. In this situation, pretty means quite. Pretty busy. Pretty tired. Pretty excited. Pretty good. Let's practice together. Pretty busy. Pretty tired. Pretty excited. Very good. Native speakers use pretty all the time in casual conversation. Now imagine your friend laughs. "Yeah. Same here." That's another phrase you'll hear every day. Same here. It means, "Me too. I feel the same way." Repeat after me. Same here. Again. Same here. Perfect. Now the conversation starts flowing naturally. Listen to this short exchange. "How have you been?" "I've been pretty busy lately." "Yeah. Same here." Can you hear how relaxed it sounds? Nothing complicated. Nothing difficult. Just natural conversation. This is one of the biggest secrets of spoken English. Most real conversations are built from simple pieces. The magic isn't in difficult vocabulary. The magic is in knowing what native speakers actually say. Now let's make the situation a little more interesting. Your friend suddenly says, "You haven't changed at all." Maybe they're joking. Maybe they're being nice. Maybe they're genuinely surprised. How could you respond? A very natural response would be, "You're too kind." Listen carefully. "You're too kind." Repeat after me. "You're too kind." Again. "You're too kind." Excellent. This phrase doesn't literally mean, "Someone is too kind." It's a polite way to accept a compliment. Native speakers use it often. Now imagine your friend starts asking questions. "So, what have you been up to?" This phrase confuses many learners. What have you been up to? Simply means, what have you been doing? What's been happening in your life? Repeat after me. What have you been up to? Again. What have you been up to? Very nice. Now let's answer naturally. Basic answer. I've been working. Natural answer. I've been working a lot lately. More advanced answer. I've been working a lot lately. But things are going pretty well. Listen again. Things are going pretty well. Repeat after me. Things are going pretty well. Excellent. Notice how this sounds more conversational than simply saying, "I'm fine." Let's continue. Your friend suddenly remembers something. Their eyes get wide. They point at you and say, "Wait. Seriously. Listen carefully. Wait. Seriously." Repeat after me. Wait. Seriously. Again. Wait. Seriously. Perfect. Native speakers use this when something surprises them. Maybe you moved to a new city. Maybe you changed careers. Maybe you started a business. Maybe you learned a new skill. Wait. Seriously. It's emotional, natural, and very common. Now imagine your friend says, I can't believe it's been so long. That's an emotional moment. Maybe you were close friends years ago. Maybe life simply became busy. Maybe you promised to stay in touch. But time moved faster than expected. This happens to everyone. Let's practice. I can't believe it's been so long. Repeat slowly. I can't believe it's been so long. Again. I can't believe it's been so long. Very good. Notice something interesting. Native speakers often connect conversations with emotions. Not big dramatic emotions. Small human emotions. Surprise. Nostalgia. Curiosity. Happiness. And those emotions make conversations feel real. Let's do some shadowing practice together. Listen first. Then repeat. Look who it is. Repeat. Look who it is. Again. Look who it is. Excellent. Next one. It's been forever. Repeat. It's been forever. Very good. Next. How have you been? Repeat. How have you been? Excellent. Next. I've been pretty busy lately. Repeat. I've been pretty busy lately. Great job. Now let's combine everything into a short conversation. Listen carefully. Look who it is. No way. How have you been? I've been pretty busy lately. Yeah. Same here. It's been forever. I know. I can't believe it's been so long. Now repeat the conversation with me. Feel the rhythm. Don't worry about being perfect. Just enjoy the flow. Look who it is. No way. How have you been? I've been pretty busy lately. Yeah. Same here. It's been forever. I know. I can't believe it's been so long. Excellent. That sounds much closer to real English. Now imagine the conversation continues as you walk together down the street. People pass by. A bus stops nearby. You haven't talked in years. But somehow the conversation feels easy. Your friend asks, So, are you still living around here? Notice the phrase, around here. Native speakers use it constantly. Around here. Over here. Near here. Let's practice. Are you still living around here? Repeat. Are you still living around here? Very good. Maybe your answer is, Actually, I moved a couple of years ago. Listen carefully. A couple of years ago. Repeat after me. A couple of years ago. Again. A couple of years ago. Excellent. Notice that native speakers often say a couple of instead of saying two. A couple of days. A couple of weeks. A couple of years. A couple of minutes. It's a very useful pattern. Now your friend reacts. Oh wow. I had no idea. Listen again. I had no idea. Repeat. I had no idea. Excellent. This phrase appears everywhere. When someone tells you something surprising, when you learn new information, when you discover something unexpected. I had no idea. Now let's make it more emotional. Your friend says, You know what, I'm really glad I ran into you today. Listen carefully. I'm really glad I ran into you today. Repeat after me. I'm really glad I ran into you today. Again. I'm really glad I ran into you today. Very nice. The expression run into someone means meet someone unexpectedly. You weren't planning it. It just happened. That's why it's such a useful phrase. Now imagine how you might respond. You could simply say, Me too. But let's make it more natural. You could say, honestly, me too. Or, it's really good to see you. Let's practice. It's really good to see you. Repeat. It's really good to see you. Again. It's really good to see you. Excellent. Can you feel how natural these conversations are becoming? You aren't memorizing grammar rules. You aren't translating every sentence. You're learning patterns. You're learning rhythm. You're learning how real people actually speak. And every phrase you repeat is helping your brain build automatic responses. That's where confidence begins. Not from perfection. From familiarity. The more often you hear these patterns, the more natural they become. The more natural they become, the less you need to think. And when you stop overthinking, conversations become easier. Much easier. Take a moment and think about someone you haven't seen in a long time. A friend. A classmate. A relative. Imagine meeting them tomorrow. What would you say? Maybe. How have you been? Maybe. It's been forever. Maybe. It's really good to see you. Say one sentence quietly to yourself right now. Good. That's exactly how fluency starts. One real sentence. One real thought. One real moment. As this unexpected reunion comes to an end, your friend checks the time and realizes they need to leave. But before they go, they ask a simple question. A question you'll hear almost everywhere. At work, at school, while traveling, even during everyday small talk. And knowing how to answer it naturally can completely change the way your English sounds. Let's explore that situation together in the next part. A few minutes later, you and your old friend say goodbye. You continue walking down the street. The conversation leaves you smiling. It's funny how a simple encounter can bring back so many memories. As you head home, you realize something important. The conversation wasn't difficult. Nobody used complicated vocabulary. Nobody spoke like a textbook. People simply used natural English. The kind of English you hear every day. And that's exactly what we're going to keep building together. Now imagine it's Monday morning. Your alarm went off earlier than you wanted. You got ready for work. Maybe you grabbed breakfast. Maybe you skipped breakfast. Maybe you were rushing the entire time. Now you're walking into your workplace. The office is slowly filling up. Someone is carrying coffee. A printer hums quietly in the background. A few coworkers are chatting near the break room. You take a seat. Open your laptop. And almost immediately, someone looks over and asks, "Morning. How's it going?" This is one of the most common questions in English. You'll hear it everywhere. At work. At school. At the gym. At a store. Even from strangers. Listen carefully. How's it going? Repeat after me. How's it going? Again. How's it going? Excellent. Now here's something important. Most learners answer this question too formally. Someone asks, "How's it going?" And they respond, "I am fine. Thank you." Grammatically correct, but not very natural. Native speakers often answer more casually. For example, "It's going well." "Pretty good." "Not bad." "Can't complain." Let's practice. Pretty good. Repeat. Pretty good. Again. Pretty good. Very nice. Now try this one. Not bad. Repeat. Not bad. Again. Not bad. Excellent. Here's another very common response. Can't complain. Listen carefully. Can't complain. Repeat after me. Can't complain. Again. Can't complain. This doesn't mean everything is perfect. It simply means things are okay. Things could be worse. It's a very natural response. Now imagine your coworker smiles and says, "Glad to hear it." Notice the phrase, "Glad to hear it." Repeat after me. Glad to hear it. Excellent. These small expressions are everywhere in workplace conversations, and learning them helps you sound much more natural. Now let's move a little deeper into the conversation. Your coworker sits down nearby and asks, "Busy day ahead." Listen carefully. Busy day ahead. Repeat. Busy day ahead. Again. Busy day ahead. Very good. Notice something. Native speakers often shorten questions. Instead of saying, "Do you have a busy day ahead of you today?" they simply say, "Busy day ahead." Short, easy, natural. Now imagine your answer. Basic. Yes. Natural. Yeah. Pretty busy. Advanced. Yeah. I've got a lot on my plate today. Listen again. I've got a lot on my plate today. Repeat after me. I've got a lot on my plate today. Excellent. This is a phrase native speakers use constantly. A lot on my plate. It doesn't mean actual food. It means many responsibilities. Many tasks. Many things to do. Let's practice together. I've got a lot on my plate. Again. I've got a lot on my plate. Very nice. Now imagine it's only 9 in the morning. You've already answered emails. You've already attended one meeting. And you're feeling tired. A coworker notices. They say, "You look exhausted." Listen carefully. You look exhausted. Repeat. You look exhausted. Very good. Now, let's explore some natural ways to respond. Basic. I'm tired. Natural. I'm kind of tired today. Advanced. I'm a bit drained. But I'll be okay. Listen again. I'm a bit drained. But I'll be okay. Repeat slowly. I'm a bit drained. But I'll be okay. Excellent. Notice the phrase, "a bit drained." This is something native speakers say frequently, especially after a busy day, a stressful week, or not enough sleep. Let's practice. A bit drained. Again. A bit drained. Excellent. Now try the full sentence. I'm a bit drained. But I'll be okay. Very nice. Can you feel how natural that sounds? Not dramatic. Not negative. Just honest. And honesty is a huge part of natural conversation. People rarely say exactly what grammar books teach. They soften things. They make them sound human. Now imagine your coworker responds, "Hang in there." Listen carefully. Hang in there. Repeat. Hang in there. Again. Hang in there. Excellent. This means, keep going. Don't give up. Things will improve. It's a small phrase, but native speakers use it constantly, especially when encouraging someone. Now let's build a realistic workplace conversation. Listen carefully. Morning. How's it going? Pretty good. How about you? Can't complain. Busy day ahead. Yeah. I've got a lot on my plate today. Same here. I'm already feeling a bit drained. Hang in there. You too. Now let's repeat it together. Morning. How's it going? Pretty good. How about you? Can't complain. Busy day ahead. Yeah. I've got a lot on my plate today. Same here. I'm already feeling a bit drained. Hang in there. You too. Excellent. That's the kind of conversation that happens every day in English-speaking workplaces. Nothing complicated. Nothing scary. Just useful. Now imagine you're heading into a meeting. Several coworkers are already seated around a table. Someone is connecting a laptop to a projector. Someone else is flipping through notes. The meeting hasn't started yet. People are making small talk. This is one of the best opportunities to practice conversational English. A coworker looks at you and says, "Did you have a good weekend?" Another extremely common question. Repeat after me. Did you have a good weekend? Again. Did you have a good weekend? Excellent. Now, let's answer naturally. Basic. Yes. Natural. Yeah. It was pretty relaxing. Advanced. Yeah. It was pretty relaxing. I finally had a chance to recharge. Listen carefully. I finally had a chance to recharge. Repeat. I finally had a chance to recharge. Excellent. Notice the word recharge. Native speakers use it often. It means rest. Recover energy. Relax. Let's practice. I needed some time to recharge. Again. I needed some time to recharge. Very nice. Now imagine another coworker joins the conversation. They say, "Must be nice." Listen carefully. Must be nice. Repeat. Must be nice. Again. Must be nice. This phrase is often playful, friendly, light-hearted. Maybe someone took a vacation. Maybe someone slept in. Maybe someone had a relaxing weekend. Must be nice. Now let's continue the conversation naturally. Did you have a good weekend? Yeah. It was pretty relaxing. I finally had a chance to recharge. Must be nice. Honestly. I needed it. Listen again. Honestly. I needed it. Repeat. Honestly. I needed it. Excellent. This is something you'll hear every day. Honestly. Native speakers use honestly constantly. Honestly. I'm tired. Honestly. I forgot. Honestly. I wasn't expecting that. Honestly. I needed it. Simple. Natural. Useful. Now let's do a little speaking activation. Imagine you're sitting with your coworkers right now. Think about your own weekend. What did you do? Maybe you stayed home. Maybe you visited family. Maybe you watched a movie. Maybe you worked. Now answer this question in your mind. Did you have a good weekend? Try answering naturally. Good. That's exactly how fluency develops. Not through memorizing. Through using. Every time you create your own answer, your brain becomes stronger. Your confidence grows. And slowly, you stop translating. You start communicating. Let's continue our workplace story. The meeting finally begins. People discuss projects, deadlines, schedules, plans. An hour later, the meeting ends. Everyone stands up. A coworker looks at you and says, "That went better than I expected." Listen carefully. That went better than I expected. Repeat after me. That went better than I expected. Excellent. This is another phrase you'll hear often. Better than I expected. Let's practice. The interview went better than I expected. The meeting went better than I expected. The trip went better than I expected. Very good. Notice how useful this pattern is. Now, your coworker asks, "So, what's next?" Simple question. Very common. What's next? Repeat. What's next? Again. What's next? Excellent. Maybe you answer, I need to finish a report. Or, I need to catch up on some emails. Listen carefully. Catch up on. Catch up on emails. Catch up on work. Catch up on reading. Repeat. Catch up on emails. Again. Catch up. On emails. Excellent. Native speakers use this phrase constantly. Now imagine it's almost lunchtime. You've already had several conversations, answered questions, shared opinions, made small talk. And without realizing it, you've used dozens of useful English expressions. Not because you studied them, because you experienced them. That's the key. Real English lives inside situations, inside people, inside emotions, inside daily life. Every small sentence you repeat is training your brain to think in English. Every natural response becomes another building block, another piece of confidence, another step forward. And something interesting is about to happen. The workplace conversations you've practiced so far have been friendly and familiar. But soon you'll find yourself in a situation where the conversation becomes more personal. A conversation about how you're really feeling. Not your schedule. Not your workload. Not your weekend. Your emotions. And learning how native speakers talk about feelings naturally can completely change the way you connect with people in English. Let's step into that situation together in the next part. The afternoon moves a little more slowly now. The busiest part of the workday is over. The emails keep coming, but not quite as fast. The office feels quieter. A few people are taking short breaks. Some are stretching. Others are walking to the kitchen to grab coffee or tea. You step outside for a few minutes. The air feels fresh. The noise of the city seems softer than before. You find a bench nearby and sit down. For the first time all day, you have a moment to breathe. As you're sitting there, a coworker joins you. Someone you've worked with for a while. Not your closest friend, but someone you enjoy talking to. They sit down and smile. Then they ask a question that sounds simple. But many English learners find it surprisingly difficult to answer. They ask, So, how are you really doing? Listen carefully. How are you really doing? Repeat after me. How are you really doing? Again. How are you really doing? Excellent. Notice the difference. This is not the same as, How are you? This question goes deeper. The person isn't asking about your schedule. They're asking about you. Your feelings. Your energy. Your state of mind. And this is where many learners suddenly become too formal. Or they don't know what to say. Let's change that. Imagine your first instinct is to say, I'm happy. That's perfectly correct. But native speakers often express emotions in a softer and more detailed way. Instead of saying, I'm happy, they might say, I'm feeling pretty good today. Listen carefully. I'm feeling pretty good today. Repeat after me. I'm feeling pretty good today. Again. I'm feeling pretty good today. Excellent. Can you hear how natural that sounds? Now, let's make it slightly more advanced. Things aren't perfect, but I'm feeling pretty good today. Listen again. Things aren't perfect, but I'm feeling pretty good today. Repeat slowly. Things aren't perfect, but I'm feeling pretty good today. Very good. This kind of sentence feels real. Because life is rarely perfect. Native speakers often acknowledge reality while staying positive. That's why this pattern sounds natural. Now imagine another situation. Maybe today hasn't been easy. Maybe you've been stressed. Maybe you've had too much work. Maybe you didn't sleep well. How could you express that naturally? Basic. I'm stressed. Natural. I've been a little stressed lately. Advanced. I've had a lot on my mind lately. Listen carefully. I've had a lot on my mind lately. Repeat after me. I've had a lot on my mind lately. Again. I've had a lot on my mind lately. Excellent. This is an extremely useful phrase. A lot on my mind. It doesn't mean physical objects. It means thoughts, concerns, responsibilities, worries. Let's practice. I've had a lot on my mind. Again. I've had a lot on my mind. Very good. Now imagine your coworker nods. They understand. Then, they respond, "Yeah. I know what you mean." Listen carefully. I know what you mean. Repeat after me. I know what you mean. Again. I know what you mean. Excellent. This phrase creates connection. And connection is one of the most important parts of conversation. People don't only exchange information. They connect. They relate. They understand each other. That's why emotional English matters. Now, let's continue. Your coworker asks, "Anything exciting happening lately?" Listen carefully. Anything exciting happening lately? Repeat. Anything exciting happening lately? Excellent. This question opens the door to sharing experiences, stories, memories, plans. And native speakers love talking about these things. Maybe you answer, "Actually, yeah." Notice that phrase. Actually, yeah. Repeat. Actually, yeah. Again. Actually, yeah. Very good. Now let's continue. Actually, yeah. I've started learning something new recently. Listen again. I've started learning something new recently. Repeat after me. I've started learning something new recently. Excellent. Maybe it's English. Maybe it's photography. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's something completely different. The specific topic doesn't matter. The conversational pattern matters. Now imagine your coworker becomes interested. They lean forward slightly. "Oh, really? How's that going?" Another very common question. How's that going? Repeat after me. How's that going? Again. How's that going? Excellent. Let's answer naturally. It's going pretty well. I'm enjoying it so far. It's challenging, but fun. Listen carefully. It's challenging, but fun. Repeat. It's challenging, but fun. Excellent. This is something native speakers say constantly. Challenging, but fun. Difficult, but rewarding. Busy, but exciting. Notice the balance. Natural conversations often include contrast, not just positive, not just negative, a mixture of both. That's how real life sounds. Now let's slow down for a moment. Take a breath. Imagine yourself in this conversation. The sun is warm. The city sounds softer in the distance. You're speaking English. Not perfectly, not flawlessly, but naturally. And that's enough. More than enough. Because fluency doesn't begin when you stop making mistakes. Fluency begins when you stop being afraid of them. Let's continue. Your coworker suddenly asks, "What do you do when you're stressed?" This is a great conversation question. People ask it often. Let's explore some natural answers. Basic. I relax. Natural. I usually go for a walk. Advanced. I usually go for a walk because it helps clear my head. Listen carefully. It helps clear my head. Repeat after me. It helps clear my head. Again. It helps clear my head. Excellent. Native speakers love this expression. Clear my head. It means relax mentally. Reduce stress. Think more clearly. Let's practice. I need to clear my head. Again. I need to clear my head. Very good. Now imagine your coworker smiles. That makes sense. Listen carefully. That makes sense. Repeat after me. That makes sense. Again. That makes sense. Excellent. You'll hear this phrase everywhere. At work. At home. In friendships. In meetings. That makes sense. Simple. Useful. Natural. Now let's build a longer conversation together. Listen carefully. How are you really doing? Honestly. I've had a lot on my mind lately. Yeah. I know what you mean. Anything exciting happening lately? Actually. Yeah. I've started learning something new recently. Oh really? How's that going? It's challenging. But fun. What do you do when you're stressed? I usually go for a walk. It helps clear my head. That makes sense. Now, repeat it with me. Feel the rhythm. Imagine the people. Imagine the emotions. How are you really doing? Honestly. I've had a lot on my mind lately. Yeah. I know what you mean. Anything exciting happening lately? Actually. Yeah. I've started learning something new recently. Oh really? How's that going? It's challenging. But fun. What do you do when you're stressed? I usually go for a walk. It helps clear my head. That makes sense. Excellent. Notice how different this feels from textbook English. Nobody is reciting grammar rules. Nobody is giving speeches. They're simply talking. That's the goal. Not perfect English. Usable English. English that helps you connect with people. Now let's explore another common emotional situation. Imagine. Someone asks. What's been making you happy lately? That's a beautiful question. And native speakers ask it more often than many learners realize. Listen carefully. What's been making you happy lately? Repeat after me. What's been making you happy lately? Again. What's been making you happy lately? Very good. Maybe your answer is simple. Spending time with family. Getting enough sleep. Learning English. Reading books. Walking outside. Let's build a natural response. Honestly, I've been enjoying the little things lately. Listen carefully. The little things. Repeat. The little things. Again. The little things. Excellent. Native speakers often talk this way. The little things. Small moments. Simple pleasures. Everyday experiences. Now repeat the full sentence. Honestly, I've been enjoying the little things lately. Very good. That sounds warm. Natural. Human. And that's exactly why people remember conversations like these. Because they aren't just exchanging information. They're sharing pieces of their lives. Every small sentence you repeat is training your brain to think in English. Not just talk. Think. Feel. Connect. And that's where real progress happens. You may not notice it immediately. But every natural phrase becomes another tool. Another pattern. Another piece of confidence. Little by little. You're building something powerful. Not vocabulary lists. Not grammar charts. A real voice. Your voice. And as this conversation comes to an end, your coworker checks the time. The break is over. Both of you stand up. You head back toward the building, back toward the rest of the day. But very soon, another situation will appear. A situation that almost everyone experiences. A moment when you need help. Maybe in a store. Maybe at an airport. Maybe in an office. Maybe somewhere completely unexpected. And knowing how to ask for help naturally can completely change the way people respond to you. Let's step into that situation together in the next part. The rest of the afternoon passes quickly. Emails are answered. Meetings come and go. The sky slowly changes color outside the office windows. And before you know it, the workday is over. You pack your bag. Say goodbye to a few coworkers. Then head toward the train station. The platform is crowded. People are checking their phones. Some are listening to music. Others look tired after a long day. You glance at the departure board. And suddenly, you realize something. Your train has been canceled. For a moment, you freeze. You aren't sure what to do. You need information. You need help. And situations like this happen all the time. Not only at train stations, at airports, hotels, restaurants, stores, offices. Real life constantly puts us in situations where we need assistance. The good news is that native speakers often use very simple language when asking for help. Let's practice together. You walk up to the information desk. An employee looks at you and smiles. Hi. How can I help you? Listen carefully. How can I help you? Repeat after me. How can I help you? Again. How can I help you? Excellent. Now it's your turn. Many learners immediately think, help me. People will understand. But native speakers usually soften their requests. Instead of saying, help me, they often say, could you help me? Listen carefully. Could you help me? Repeat after me. Could you help me? Again. Could you help me? Very good. Notice how much friendlier that sounds. Let's make it even more natural. Could you help me for a second? Repeat. Could you help me for a second? Again. Could you help me for a second? Excellent. This is something you'll hear every day. For a second. For a minute. For a moment. Native speakers use these phrases constantly. Now, imagine the employee responds. Of course. Another useful expression. Of course. Repeat after me. Of course. Again. Of course. Very good. Now let's continue. You explain the situation. Excuse me. I think my train was canceled. Listen carefully. I think my train was canceled. Repeat after me. I think my train was canceled. Again. I think my train was canceled. Excellent. Notice the phrase, I think. Native speakers use it all the time. Even when they are fairly sure. It sounds softer. Less aggressive. More conversational. Instead of saying, my train was canceled, they often say, I think my train was canceled. Let's practice. I think I left my phone at home. I think I made a mistake. I think this is the right platform. Excellent. Now imagine the employee looks at the screen. They type for a few moments. Then they say, let me check. Listen carefully. Let me check. Repeat after me. Let me check. Again. Let me check. Excellent. This is one of the most common service phrases in English. You'll hear it everywhere. At hotels, restaurants, stores, Customer service counters. Let me check. Now imagine a few seconds pass. The employee looks up and says, "You're right. It looks like it was canceled." Listen carefully. It looks like. Repeat after me. It looks like. Again. It looks like. Very good. This phrase is extremely useful. Native speakers say it constantly. It looks like we're late. It looks like it's going to rain. It looks like everything is fine. Let's practice together. It looks like everything is okay. Again. It looks like everything is okay. Excellent. Now imagine you need more information. You ask, "What should I do?" Simple. Natural. Very common. Repeat after me. What should I do? Again. What should I do? Excellent. Now let's make the conversation more realistic. The employee says, "It looks like the next train leaves in about an hour." You sigh. An hour feels like a long time. But then you remember something important. Conversations don't always have to be serious. Native speakers often react casually. You might say, "Well, that's not ideal." Listen carefully. That's not ideal. Repeat after me. That's not ideal. Again. That's not ideal. Excellent. This is a very natural way to express mild frustration. Not ideal. Let's practice. That's not ideal. Again. That's not ideal. Very good. Notice how much softer it sounds than saying, "That's terrible." Native speakers often choose softer language, especially in everyday situations. Now imagine the employee smiles sympathetically. They say, "Sorry about that." Listen carefully. Sorry about that. Repeat after me. Sorry about that. Again. Sorry about that. Excellent. How would you respond? Many learners don't know what to say. A very natural response would be, "No worries," or "It's okay," or "It happens." Let's practice. It happens. Repeat after me. It happens. Again. Sometimes things happen, and native speakers often accept these situations calmly. Now imagine a completely different setting. A grocery store. The evening is busy. People are pushing shopping carts. The lines are long. You walk through the aisles looking for something specific, but you can't find it. After searching for several minutes, you decide to ask an employee. This is another very common situation. You walk up and say, "Excuse me, could you help me find something?" Listen carefully. Could you help me find something? Repeat after me. Could you help me find something? Again. Could you help me find something? Excellent. Notice how polite this sounds. Now the employee responds, "Sure. What are you looking for?" Listen carefully. What are you looking for? Repeat after me. What are you looking for? Again. What are you looking for? Excellent. This phrase appears everywhere. Let's practice. What are you looking for? Very good. Now imagine you answer, "I'm looking for olive oil." Or, "I'm looking for batteries." Or, "I'm looking for coffee filters." The specific item doesn't matter. The pattern matters. Repeat after me. I'm looking for. Again. I'm looking for. Excellent. This pattern is incredibly useful. I'm looking for a hotel. I'm looking for a pharmacy. I'm looking for the restroom. I'm looking for a taxi. Now imagine the employee points across the store. It's in aisle 7. You smile. Problem solved. A simple interaction. A real interaction. The kind of interaction that happens every day. And every one of these situations builds confidence. Not because they're complicated. Because they're practical. Now let's practice a short conversation together. Listen carefully. Excuse me. Could you help me find something? Sure. What are you looking for? I'm looking for olive oil. It's in aisle 7. Perfect. Thank you. No problem. Now repeat it with me. Excuse me? Could you help me find something? Sure. What are you looking for? I'm looking for olive oil. It's in aisle 7. Perfect. Thank you. No problem. Excellent. Can you feel how natural that conversation sounds? No advanced grammar. No difficult vocabulary. Just useful English. That's the kind of English people actually use. Now let's move into another common situation. Imagine you're at an airport. The terminal is crowded. Announcements echo through the building. Suitcases roll across the floor. People are moving quickly in every direction. You check your boarding pass. Then suddenly notice something. You can't find your gate number. You feel a small moment of panic. But instead of staying silent, you ask for help. Excuse me. Could you tell me where gate 24 is? Listen carefully. Could you tell me where gate 24 is? Repeat after me. Could you tell me where gate 24 is? Again. Could you tell me where gate 24 is? Excellent. Notice the pattern. Could you tell me where? This is one of the most useful travel phrases in English. Could you tell me where the restroom is? Could you tell me where the station is? Could you tell me where the hotel is? Let's practice. Could you tell me where the station is? Again. Could you tell me where the station is? Excellent. The more you repeat these patterns, the less you need to think during real conversations. Your brain begins recognizing them automatically. That's exactly how fluency develops. Not through memorizing hundreds of random words. Through repeated exposure to useful situations. Every small sentence you repeat is training your brain to respond naturally. Every situation becomes another piece of experience. And something interesting happens when you start asking for help confidently. People become more willing to talk. Conversations become longer. Interactions become easier. You stop feeling like a student. You start feeling like a participant. Someone who can navigate everyday life in English. And that's a huge step forward. But asking for help is only one part of communication. Very often, after a problem is solved, something else happens. People start making plans. They suggest meeting. They invite you somewhere. They ask what you're doing this weekend. And those invitations create some of the most useful conversations you'll ever have in English. Let's step into that situation together in the next part. A few days later. It's Friday afternoon. The week has felt long. Not necessarily bad. Just busy. The kind of week where every day seems to move a little faster than expected. You've worked hard. Handled responsibilities. Answered messages. Solved problems. And now the weekend is finally approaching. The atmosphere feels different. People seem more relaxed. More energetic. More social. As the afternoon comes to an end, conversations begin changing. People stop talking about deadlines. They stop talking about meetings. Instead, they start talking about plans. And making plans is one of the most common parts of everyday English. Whether you're talking to friends, coworkers, classmates, or family members, invitations happen everywhere. Learning how native speakers make plans naturally can completely change the way your English sounds. Imagine you're putting away your laptop when a coworker walks over. They smile and ask, "Got any plans for the weekend?" Listen carefully. Got any plans for the weekend? Repeat after me. Got any plans for the weekend? Again. Got any plans for the weekend? Excellent. Notice something interesting. The full question would be, do you have any plans for the weekend? But native speakers often shorten it. Got any plans? Simple. Natural. Very common. Now imagine it's your turn to answer. Basic answer. Yes. Natural answer. Not really. Advanced answer. Not really. I'm just planning to relax. Listen carefully. I'm just planning to relax. Repeat after me. I'm just planning to relax. Again. I'm just planning to relax. Excellent. That's a phrase you'll hear all the time. Just planning to. Just planning to stay home. Just planning to catch up on sleep. Just planning to take it easy. Let's practice one of those. Take it easy. Repeat. Take it easy. Again. Take it easy. Very good. Native speakers use this phrase constantly. Take it easy means relax. Slow down. Rest. Now imagine your coworker laughs. I wish I could do that. Listen carefully. I wish I could do that. Repeat after me. I wish I could do that. Again. I wish I could do that. Excellent. This phrase is extremely useful. People use it whenever they are slightly jealous in a friendly way. Someone is going on vacation. I wish I could do that. Someone is sleeping in tomorrow. I wish I could do that. Someone is spending the day at the beach. I wish I could do that. Natural. Friendly. Very common. Now imagine the conversation continues. Your coworker says, "A few of us are grabbing dinner tomorrow night." Listen carefully. A few of us are grabbing dinner tomorrow night. Repeat after me. A few of us are grabbing dinner tomorrow night. Again. A few of us are grabbing dinner tomorrow night. Excellent. Notice the phrase, grabbing dinner. Native speakers often use grab for casual plans. Grab coffee. Grab lunch. Grab dinner. Let's practice. Let's grab coffee sometime. Repeat. Let's grab coffee sometime. Again. Let's grab coffee sometime. Very nice. This sounds much more natural than, would you like to consume coffee with me? Nobody talks that way. Real English is usually much simpler. Now, your coworker asks, do you want to come? This is the moment many learners have been waiting for. An invitation. How do native speakers respond? Let's start simple. Yes. That's correct. But let's make it more natural. Sounds good. Listen carefully. Sounds good. Repeat after me. Sounds good. Again. Sounds good. Excellent. This phrase appears everywhere. Someone suggests a plan. You respond. Sounds good? Simple. Natural. Friendly. Let's practice another one. I'm in. Repeat. I'm in. Again. I'm in. Excellent. This means, count me in. Yes. I want to participate. Now let's practice that phrase too. Count me in. Repeat. Count me in. Again. Count me in. Very good. Can you hear how conversational these expressions feel? This is the language people use every day. Now let's imagine a slightly different situation. Maybe you want to accept the invitation, but you're not completely sure. Perhaps you already have plans. Perhaps you're waiting for confirmation from someone else. A native speaker might say, I'll let you know. Listen carefully. I'll let you know. Repeat after me. I'll let you know. Again. I'll let you know. Excellent. This phrase is incredibly common. Let's practice. I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll let you know later. I'll let you know as soon as I can. Very good. Now imagine someone invites you, but unfortunately, you can't go. Many learners worry about sounding rude. Fortunately, native speakers usually decline invitations gently. For example, I'd love to, but I can't. Listen carefully. I'd love to, but I can't. Repeat after me. I'd love to, but I can't. Again. I'd love to, but I can't. Excellent. This phrase is polite, warm, friendly, and extremely useful. Let's make it slightly longer. I'd love to, but I already have plans. Repeat. I'd love to, but I already have plans. Excellent. Now imagine your friend responds, No worries. There it is again. No worries. One of the most useful expressions in English. Repeat. No worries. Again. No worries. Very good. Now, let's build a realistic conversation. Listen carefully. Got any plans for the weekend? Not really. I'm just planning to relax. A few of us are grabbing dinner tomorrow night. Oh yeah. Do you want to come? Sounds good. Great. We're meeting at 7. Perfect. See you then. Now repeat the conversation with me. Got any plans for the weekend? Not really. I'm just planning to relax. A few of us are grabbing dinner tomorrow night. Oh yeah. Do you want to come? Sounds good. Great. We're meeting at 7. Perfect. See you then. Excellent. Notice how smoothly everything flows. Nothing complicated. Just natural communication. Now, let's change environments completely. Imagine you're sitting at home Saturday morning. Sunlight comes through the window. You have a cup of coffee nearby. Your phone suddenly buzzes. A message appears. Hey. What are you up to today? Listen carefully. What are you up to today? Repeat after me. What are you up to today? Again. What are you up to today? Excellent. This phrase is everywhere. What are you up to? What have you been up to? What are you up to this weekend? Let's practice. What are you up to? Again. What are you up to? Excellent. Now let's answer naturally. Basic. Nothing. Natural. Not much. Advanced. Not much. I'm taking it easy today. Listen carefully. Not much. Repeat. Not much. Again. Not much. Very good. Native speakers love this response. Not much. Nothing special. Just relaxing. Now let's continue. Your friend replies. Want to hang out later? Listen carefully. Want to hang out later? Repeat after me. Want to hang out later? Again. Want to hang out later? Excellent. Notice how casual this sounds. Hang out is one of the most common social phrases in English. Let's practice. Do you want to hang out? Again. Do you want to hang out? Excellent. Now imagine you answer. Sure. Sounds good. Yeah. Why not? Listen carefully. Yeah. Why not? Repeat after me. Yeah. Why not? Again. Yeah. Why not? Excellent. This response feels relaxed and spontaneous. Native speakers use it often. Now, imagine your friend asks, "What time works for you?" Listen carefully. What time works for you? Repeat. What time works for you? Again. What time works for you? Very good. This phrase appears constantly when making plans. Let's practice. What time works for you? Excellent. Now imagine, the conversation continues naturally. What are you up to today? Not much. I'm taking it easy. Want to hang out later? Yeah. Why not? Awesome. What time works for you? How about 3? Sounds good. See you then. Now repeat it together. Feel the rhythm. Imagine the messages appearing on your phone. Imagine yourself answering naturally. What are you up to today? Not much. I'm taking it easy. Want to hang out later? Yeah. Why not? Awesome. What time works for you? How about 3? Sounds good. See you then. Excellent. Can you feel how much real English you've already practiced? Invitations. Plans. Response. Scheduling. Casual conversations. These are the interactions people have every single day. And every phrase you repeat makes those situations feel more familiar, more comfortable, more automatic. Every small sentence you repeat is training your brain to think in English. Not because you're studying, because you're participating. You're imagining. You're responding. You're communicating. That's what makes long-term learning powerful. Now let's imagine the day arrives. You meet your friends. Everything goes well. People laugh, talk, share stories, enjoy the evening. But, as often happens in real life, things don't always go exactly as planned. A reservation gets mixed up. Someone arrives late. An order is wrong. A small problem appears. And surprisingly, these little problems create some of the most useful English conversations you'll ever have. Let's step into one of those situations together, in the next part. The restaurant is warm and lively. Soft music plays in the background. People are laughing. Glasses clink gently against tables. The smell of fresh food fills the air. You and your friends finally arrive after making plans earlier in the day. Everyone seems relaxed. The conversation is flowing. Someone is telling a funny story. Someone else is looking through the menu. For a moment, everything feels perfect. Then something unexpected happens. The server arrives with the food. Everyone begins checking their plates. One friend ordered pasta. Another ordered a salad. Someone ordered a burger. Then, you look down at your plate. Something isn't right. The meal isn't what you ordered. This might seem like a small problem. But situations like this happen every day. And they create excellent opportunities to practice natural English. Many learners know how to order food, but they aren't sure how to politely explain a problem. Let's learn how native speakers do it. You look at your plate. You look back at the server. Then you say, "Excuse me. I think there might be a mistake." Listen carefully. I think there might be a mistake. Repeat after me. I think there might be a mistake. Again. I think there might be a mistake. Excellent. Notice how soft this sounds. Native speakers rarely say, "This is wrong," even when they know something is wrong. Instead, they often say, "I think there might be a mistake." Let's practice. I think there might be a mistake. Again. I think there might be a mistake. Very good. This phrase works almost everywhere. At a restaurant. At a hotel. At a store. At work. Now imagine the server responds, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." Listen carefully. "I'm sorry about that." Repeat after me. "I'm sorry about that." Again. "I'm sorry about that." Excellent. You smile politely. Then explain. "I ordered the chicken, but I think this is the fish." Listen carefully. "I ordered the chicken, but I think this is the fish." Repeat after me. "I ordered the chicken, but I think this is the fish." Excellent. Notice how calm and respectful this sounds. That's an important pattern in English. Native speakers often explain problems without sounding aggressive. Now imagine the server looks at the plate. They nod immediately. "Oh, you're right." Listen carefully. "You're right." Repeat. "You're right." Again. "You're right." Excellent. This phrase appears constantly in everyday English. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're probably right. Very useful. Now imagine, the server says, "Let me fix that for you." Listen carefully. "Let me fix that for you." Repeat after me. "Let me fix that for you." Again. "Let me fix that for you." Excellent. Let's focus on the phrase, fix that. Repeat. Fix that. Again. Fix that. Very good. This phrase is useful in many situations. I'll fix it. Let me fix that. We're trying to fix the problem. Native speakers use fix constantly. Now imagine the server takes the plate away. The problem is being solved. Your friends continue talking. One of them smiles and says, "Well, these things happen." Listen carefully. "These things happen." Repeat after me. "These things happen." Again. "These things happen." Excellent. Can you hear how similar this is to another phrase we practiced earlier? It happens. These things happen. Both expressions help people stay relaxed when small problems occur. Now let's move into a different situation. The meal finally arrives. Everything looks great. Everyone starts eating. About 20 minutes later, a friend suddenly checks their phone. Their face changes. Something seems wrong. You ask, "Everything okay?" Listen carefully. "Everything okay?" Repeat after me. "Everything okay?" Again. "Everything okay?" Excellent. Notice the shortened form. Native speakers often drop extra words. Instead of, "Is everything okay?" they simply say, "Everything okay?" Now imagine your friend sighs. "Yeah. Kind of." Listen carefully. "Kind of." Repeat. "Kind of." Again. "Kind of." Excellent. Native speakers use this phrase constantly when they aren't completely sure. Kind of tired. Kind of worried. Kind of busy. Kind of confused. Very natural. Your friend continues, "I think I left my wallet at home." Listen carefully. "I think I left my wallet at home." Repeat after me. "I think I left my wallet at home." Excellent. Now there's a little tension. A small problem. Nothing serious. But definitely inconvenient. This is where real conversations happen. Your friend looks worried. You want to help. What could you say? A natural response might be, "Don't panic." Listen carefully. "Don't panic." Repeat after me. "Don't panic." Again. "Don't panic." Excellent. Or perhaps, "We'll figure it out." Listen carefully. "We'll figure it out." Repeat. "We'll figure it out." Again. We'll figure it out. Excellent. This is an extremely useful phrase. Figure it out. Native speakers use it every day. Let's practice. We'll figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. We'll figure something out. Excellent. Now imagine everyone starts discussing solutions. One friend says, I can cover it. Listen carefully. I can cover it. Repeat after me. I can cover it. Again. I can cover it. Excellent. In this situation, cover it means pay for it. Very common. Let's practice. Don't worry. I can cover it. Repeat. Don't worry. I can cover it. Very good. Notice how much real-world English is appearing in this conversation. These are not textbook situations. These are human situations. And that's exactly where language becomes memorable. Now, let's shift to another everyday problem. Imagine you're taking a taxi home later that night. The city lights pass by outside the window. Traffic is heavier than expected. Everything seems normal. Then suddenly, the driver looks at the navigation screen. Oh no! Not exactly what you want to hear. You immediately ask, what's wrong? Listen carefully. What's wrong? Repeat after me. What's wrong? Again. What's wrong? Excellent. Simple. Direct. Very useful. The driver replies, it looks like there's an accident ahead. Listen carefully. There's an accident ahead. Repeat after me. There's an accident ahead. Excellent. Then they add, we might be delayed. Listen carefully. We might be delayed. Repeat. We might be delayed. Again. We might be delayed. Excellent. Notice the word might. Native speakers use might constantly when discussing possibilities. We might be late. It might rain. I might stay home. Let's practice. We might be late. Again. We might be late. Excellent. Now, imagine your response. Many learners would say, that's bad. Native speakers often choose softer expressions. For example, that's unfortunate. Or even more naturally, that's not great. Listen carefully. That's not great. Repeat after me. That's not great. Again. That's not great. Excellent. This phrase sounds conversational, real, natural. Let's continue. The driver apologizes. Sorry about the delay. Listen carefully. Sorry about the delay. Repeat. Sorry about the delay. Again. Sorry about the delay. Excellent. How would you respond? Maybe. No worries. Or, it happens. Or, it's not your fault. Listen carefully. It's not your fault. Repeat after me. It's not your fault. Again. It's not your fault. Excellent. This phrase appears often when reassuring someone. Now let's pause for a moment. Think about all the situations we've practiced. A restaurant mistake. A forgotten wallet. Traffic delays. Unexpected problems. What do all these situations have in common? People stay calm. People communicate. People look for solutions. And most importantly, people use simple language. Not complicated language. Simple language. That is one of the biggest discoveries many learners make. Fluency doesn't come from difficult words. It comes from useful words. Words that solve problems. Words that connect people. Words that appear in everyday life. Every small sentence you repeat is training your brain to stay calm during real conversations. Instead of freezing, instead of translating, instead of panicking, you're learning to respond naturally, one situation at a time, one phrase at a time. And the more situations you experience, the more confident you become. Because eventually, you realize something powerful. You don't need perfect English to handle real life. You just need enough English to keep the conversation moving. And you're already building that skill. Now, imagine the problem has been solved. The meal was corrected. The wallet situation worked out. The traffic finally cleared. The stressful moment passes. Everyone relaxes again. And that's when conversations often become fun. People start telling stories, sharing experiences, talking about things that happened during their day. And surprisingly, those everyday stories are some of the best opportunities to sound natural in English. Let's explore that together in the next part. The evening settles in peacefully. The city feels different now. The rush of the day is gone. Streetlights glow softly. Restaurants are full. Friends gather around tables. Families share meals together. The energy is warm, relaxed, comfortable. After solving small problems and handling unexpected situations, conversations naturally begin to change. People stop talking about what went wrong. They start talking about what happened. They start sharing stories. And storytelling is one of the most important skills in everyday English. Why? Because stories are everywhere. Someone asks about your weekend. You tell a story. Someone asks about your trip. You tell a story. Someone asks how your day was. You tell a story. Native speakers share little stories constantly. Not dramatic stories. Not movie stories. Just small moments from everyday life. And today, you're going to practice exactly that. Imagine you're sitting at dinner with a few friends. Everyone has finished eating. The conversation flows naturally from one topic to another. Then someone suddenly smiles and says, "So, how was your day?" Listen carefully. How was your day? Repeat after me. How was your day? Again. How was your day? Excellent. This is one of the most common questions in English. And many learners answer too quickly. They simply say, "Good," or "Fine." Those answers are correct, but they don't continue the conversation. Native speakers often add a little more. For example, "It was pretty good. Actually." Listen carefully. "It was pretty good. Actually." Repeat after me. "It was pretty good. Actually." Again. "It was pretty good. Actually." Excellent. Notice the word actually. Actually is everywhere, in conversational English. Actually. It was fun. Actually. I enjoyed it. Actually. Things went pretty well. Let's practice. Actually. It went pretty well. Repeat. Actually. It went pretty well. Excellent. Now imagine your friend becomes curious. "Oh yeah. What happened?" Listen carefully. "What happened?" Repeat after me. "What happened?" Again. "What happened?" Excellent. And now the story begins. Not a long story. Just a small one. The kind people tell every day. You might say, "Well, I ended up trying a new cafe this afternoon." Listen carefully. "I ended up trying a new cafe this afternoon." Repeat after me. "I ended up trying a new cafe this afternoon." Again. "I ended up trying a new cafe this afternoon." Excellent. Notice the phrase, Ended up. Native speakers use this phrase constantly. Let's practice. I ended up staying home. I ended up working late. I ended up meeting an old friend. Excellent. This pattern is incredibly useful for storytelling. Now, let's continue. You say, I ended up trying a new cafe this afternoon. Your friend responds, Oh, really? How was it? Listen carefully. How was it? Repeat. How was it? Again. How was it? Excellent. Simple questions keep conversations moving. Now imagine your answer. Basic. It was good. Natural. It was really nice. Advanced. It was actually better than I expected. Listen carefully. Better than I expected. Repeat after me. Better than I expected. Again. Better than I expected. Excellent. This phrase appears all the time in storytelling. The movie was better than I expected. The restaurant was better than I expected. The trip was better than I expected. Very natural. Now let's continue the story. You say, the coffee was great. And the atmosphere was really relaxing. Listen carefully. The atmosphere was really relaxing. Repeat after me. The atmosphere was really relaxing. Again. The atmosphere was really relaxing. Excellent. Now imagine your friend smiles. Sounds like a good find. Listen carefully. A good find. Repeat. A good find. Again. A good find. Excellent. This means you discovered something nice. A new restaurant. A book. A cafe. A store. A hidden place. Native speakers often say, That's a great find. Let's practice. That's a great find. Again. That's a great find. Very good. Now let's create another story. Imagine a different friend at the table suddenly says, Guess what happened to me today? Listen carefully. Guess what happened to me today? Repeat after me. Guess what happened to me today? Again. Guess what happened to me today? Excellent. This phrase is a storytelling signal. The moment people hear it, they become curious. They want to know more. That's one reason native speakers use it so often. Now imagine, everyone leans forward. Someone says, What happened? The friend laughs. You'll never believe this. Listen carefully. You'll never believe this. Repeat after me. You'll never believe this. Again. You'll never believe this. Excellent. Another storytelling phrase. A very common one. Native speakers use it when something surprising happened. Now imagine the story continues. I was walking to work this morning when I saw my old teacher. Listen carefully. I was walking to work this morning when I saw my old teacher. Repeat after me. I was walking to work this morning when I saw my old teacher. Excellent. Notice the pattern. I was walking when. I was driving when. I was shopping when. Storytelling often uses this structure. Let's practice. I was walking home when it started raining. Repeat. I was walking home when it started raining. Very good. Now imagine the friend continues. We talked for almost 20 minutes. Listen carefully. We talked for almost 20 minutes. Repeat after me. We talked for almost 20 minutes. Excellent. Then they say, It completely made my day. Listen carefully. It completely made my day. Repeat after me. It completely made my day. Again. It completely made my day. Excellent. This phrase is extremely useful. Made my day. Native speakers use it all the time. A kind message made my day. A compliment made my day. Meeting an old friend made my day. Let's practice. That really made my day. Again. That really made my day. Excellent. Now let's pause for a moment. Notice what is happening. Nobody is using difficult English. Nobody is giving presentations. They're simply sharing experiences. And that's the secret. Stories don't need complicated vocabulary. Stories need connection. Stories need feelings. Stories need simple details. That's what makes people listen. Now imagine another friend joins the conversation. They say, "That reminds me of something." Listen carefully. That reminds me of something. Repeat after me. That reminds me of something. Again. That reminds me of something. Excellent. This phrase helps connect stories together. One story leads to another. One memory triggers another memory. This is exactly how natural conversations work. Now let's build a longer conversation. Listen carefully. How was your day? It was pretty good. Actually. Oh yeah. What happened? I ended up trying a new cafe this afternoon. How was it? It was actually better than I expected. Sounds like a good find. Yeah. It really was. Now repeat it with me. How was your day? It was pretty good. Actually. Oh yeah. What happened? I ended up trying a new cafe this afternoon. How was it? It was actually better than I expected. Sounds like a good find. Yeah. It really was. Excellent. Can you hear the rhythm? Questions. Answers. Reactions. Curiosity. That's how conversations stay alive. Now, imagine the evening continues. The restaurant becomes a little quieter. People begin finishing their meals. Some guests leave. Others stay and keep talking. Your group remains at the table. The conversation slows down slightly. People are comfortable, relaxed. And then, something interesting happens. Instead of talking about events, people begin talking about thoughts. Not what happened, what they were thinking, what they were feeling, what was happening inside their minds. And this creates a completely different kind of conversation. A deeper conversation. One that can help you stop translating and start thinking directly in English. Every small sentence you repeat is training your brain to tell stories naturally. Every story helps you move from memorizing English to living English. Little by little, you're becoming someone who doesn't just understand English. You're becoming someone who can share experiences in English. And that's a major breakthrough. Because, when you can tell stories, conversations stop feeling like exercises. They start feeling real. And in the next part, we're going to explore something even more powerful. The moment when English stops being something you study and starts becoming something you think in. Let's step into that experience together. The evening is becoming quieter now. The restaurant is nearly empty. A few conversations continue in distant corners of the room. The staff moves slowly between tables. Outside, the city lights reflect on the pavement. The energy feels different. Calmer. Softer. More reflective. Earlier, everyone was sharing stories. Talking about what happened during the day. Funny moments. Unexpected surprises. Small victories. Now the conversation begins moving somewhere else. Somewhere deeper. People stop talking about events. They start talking about thoughts. And this is where something important happens for English learners. Many learners spend years trying to speak English. But very few spend time learning how to think in English. And surprisingly, thinking in English often starts with very small thoughts. Not long speeches. Not complicated ideas. Just simple everyday thoughts. Let's explore that together. Imagine you're leaving the restaurant and walking toward your car. The night air feels cool. You look up at the sky. And without realizing it, a thought enters your mind. In your native language. Perhaps. But what if that thought appeared directly in English? Maybe the thought is simply, I'm tired. Listen carefully. I'm tired. Repeat after me. I'm tired. Again. I'm tired. Excellent. Now let's make it more natural. Native speakers often think in slightly longer phrases. Instead of, I'm tired, they might think, I'm getting tired. Listen carefully. I'm getting tired. Repeat after me. I'm getting tired. Again. I'm getting tired. Excellent. Notice the difference. The thought feels more alive, more conversational, more natural. Now let's make it even more advanced. I'm starting to get tired. Listen carefully. I'm starting to get tired. Repeat after me. I'm starting to get tired. Again. I'm starting to get tired. Excellent. This is exactly how natural English develops. Small upgrades. Not giant jumps. Tiny improvements. Now imagine you're driving home. The streets are quiet. You glance at the clock. It's later than you expected. A thought appears. Maybe you're hungry. Many learners immediately translate. But native speakers often think differently. Basic. I'm hungry. Natural. I should get something to eat. Listen carefully. I should get something to eat. Repeat after me. I should get something to eat. Again. I should get something to eat. Excellent. This is a very common thought pattern. Let's practice. I should get some sleep. I should call my friend. I should head home. Very natural. Very useful. Now imagine you arrive home. You unlock the door. Set down your keys. Take off your shoes. And finally sit on the couch. For a moment. Everything is quiet. You look around and think, it's nice to be home. Listen carefully. It's nice to be home. Repeat after me. It's nice to be home. Again. It's nice to be home. Excellent. This is a phrase native speakers think and say all the time. After work. After traveling. After a long day. It's nice to be home. Simple. Comforting. Natural. Now let's slow down even more. Imagine you're sitting with a cup of tea. Or coffee. Or simply relaxing. Your mind begins wandering. You think about tomorrow. This is where English learners often struggle. Because future thoughts are harder. But native speakers usually think very simply. For example, I guess tomorrow will be busy. Listen carefully. I guess tomorrow will be busy. Repeat after me. I guess tomorrow will be busy. Again. I guess tomorrow will be busy. Excellent. Notice the phrase, I guess. Native speakers use this constantly. Not only when speaking. When thinking. I guess I'll stay home. I guess we'll see. I guess that's okay. Let's practice. I guess we'll find out. Repeat. I guess we'll find out. Again. I guess we'll find out. Excellent. This is a very natural mental pattern. Now imagine another thought appears. Maybe you're thinking about something unfinished. A task. A project. A responsibility. Instead of saying, I'm worried, a native speaker might think, I'll deal with it tomorrow. Listen carefully. I'll deal with it tomorrow. Repeat after me. I'll deal with it tomorrow. Again. I'll deal with it tomorrow. Excellent. This phrase appears constantly in everyday English. Let's practice. I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it tomorrow. We'll deal with it when the time comes. Very good. Notice how practical these thoughts are. Real English is often practical. Not dramatic. Not perfect. Just useful. Now imagine you're preparing for bed. The lights are off except for a small lamp. The room is quiet. The day is ending. And suddenly, something interesting happens. You realize that many of your thoughts have already started appearing in English. Not because you forced them, because you've heard these patterns enough times. That's how language grows. Through repetition. Through exposure. Through familiarity. Not through pressure. Let's practice a few more natural thoughts together. Listen first. Then repeat. That was a good day. Repeat. That was a good day. Again. That was a good day. Excellent. Next one. I'm glad I went. Repeat. I'm glad I went. Again. I'm glad I went. Excellent. Next. That turned out better than expected. Repeat. That turned out better than expected. Again. That turned out better than expected. Excellent. Notice how these thoughts connect directly to daily life. Now imagine it's the next morning. Sunlight comes through the curtains. Your alarm goes off. You open your eyes. What's the first thing you think? Many people think something simple. Maybe. 5 more minutes. Listen carefully. 5 more minutes. Repeat after me. 5 more minutes. Again. 5 more minutes. Excellent. Maybe you think, I don't want to get up yet. Listen carefully. I don't want to get up yet. Repeat after me. I don't want to get up yet. Again. I don't want to get up yet. Excellent. These are real thoughts. Authentic thoughts. The kinds of thoughts native speakers actually have. And that's why they're so powerful. Because they're connected to life. Not textbooks. Now imagine you're making breakfast. Coffee is brewing. Toast is cooking. The day is beginning. A thought appears. Let's make today a good day. Listen carefully. Let's make today a good day. Repeat after me. Let's make today a good day. Again. Let's make today a good day. Excellent. Notice the phrase. Let's make today a good day. Positive. Simple. Natural. Now imagine you're heading out the door. You grab your keys. Check your phone. Lock the door behind you. And as you begin walking, another thought appears. Let's see what happens today. Listen carefully. Let's see what happens today. Repeat after me. Let's see what happens today. Again. Let's see what happens today. Excellent. Can you feel what's happening? These aren't exercises anymore. These are thoughts. Real thoughts. And when English becomes your thoughts, something changes. You stop translating. You stop searching for every word. You stop building sentences piece by piece. Instead, ideas begin appearing naturally. Not perfectly, but naturally. And that's the breakthrough many learners spend years chasing. Not perfect grammar. Not perfect pronunciation. Natural thinking. Every small sentence you repeat is training your brain to create English automatically. Little by little. Day by day. Without pressure. Without forcing it. The more often you hear natural English, the more naturally your mind begins using it. And one day, you notice something surprising. You hear a question. and an answer appears immediately. You see a situation, and the words arrive naturally. That's when English starts feeling less like a subject and more like a tool, a part of your daily life, a part of your thinking, a part of you. And now we've reached an important point in this journey. You've practiced conversations, small talk, workplace English, emotional English, asking for help, making plans, solving problems, telling stories, thinking in English. All the pieces are beginning to connect. And in the final part, we're going to bring everything together in one final, real-life conversation challenge. A challenge designed to help you use everything you've learned naturally, confidently, and without overthinking. Let's take that final step together. Take a slow breath. You've come a long way. Over the course of this lesson, you've walked into coffee shops, met old friends, talked with coworkers, shared your feelings, asked for help, made plans, handled problems, told stories, and even practiced thinking in English. Now it's time to bring everything together. Not as separate lessons, not as individual phrases, but as one continuous experience. Because that's how real life works. Conversations don't happen in isolated pieces. They flow from one situation to another. One moment leads to the next. One sentence creates another. And that's exactly what we're going to practice now. Imagine it's a Saturday morning. The weather is beautiful. The sun is shining. The air feels fresh. You wake up feeling rested. You stretch. Look out the window. And think. Today feels like a good day. Listen carefully. Today feels like a good day. Repeat after me. Today feels like a good day. Again. Today feels like a good day. Excellent. You decide not to stay home. Instead, you want to get out for a while. Maybe explore. Maybe relax. Maybe simply enjoy the day. As you're getting ready, your phone buzzes. A message appears from a friend. Hey, what are you up to today? Listen carefully. What are you up to today? Repeat after me. What are you up to today? Excellent. Now answer naturally in your mind. Not much. I'm taking it easy. I'm thinking about going out for a while. Very good. Your friend replies. Actually, I was about to grab some coffee. Want to join? Listen carefully. Want to join? Repeat after me. Want to join? Again. Want to join? Excellent. You smile. Sounds good. Listen carefully. Sounds good? Repeat after me. Sounds good. Excellent. A short time later, you arrive at a small cafe. The place feels welcoming. People are reading books, working on laptops, talking quietly. Your friend waves as you walk in. You sit down, and the conversation begins. How's it going? Pretty good. How about you? Can't complain. Listen carefully. Can't complain. Repeat after me. Can't complain. Again. Can't complain. Excellent. Notice how natural that feels now. Earlier in this lesson, it was just a phrase. Now it feels like part of a real conversation. Your friend asks, busy week. You answer, yeah. I've had a lot on my plate lately. Listen carefully. I've had a lot on my plate lately. Repeat after me. I've had a lot on my plate lately. Excellent. Your friend nods. Yeah. Same here. It's been one of those weeks. Listen carefully. One of those weeks. Repeat after me. One of those weeks. Again. One of those weeks. Excellent. Native speakers use this expression often. One of those days. One of those weeks. One of those mornings. It means things have been difficult or unusually busy. Now your friend asks, "So, what's been keeping you busy?" Listen carefully. What's been keeping you busy? Repeat after me. What's been keeping you busy? Excellent. This is your chance to share something. Maybe work. Maybe family. Maybe learning English. Maybe a personal project. Imagine your answer. I've been working on a few things lately. Listen carefully. I've been working on a few things lately. Repeat after me. I've been working on a few things lately. Excellent. The conversation continues naturally. No pressure. No perfect grammar. Just communication. A little while later. You finish your coffee. The two of you decide to take a walk. The streets are lively. People are shopping. Musicians are performing nearby. Children are laughing. The city feels full of energy. As you're walking, your friend suddenly points across the street. Wait. Isn't that Sarah? You look. And surprisingly, it is. An old friend you haven't seen in years. Immediately, another conversation begins. No way. It's really you. Listen carefully. It's really you. Repeat after me. It's really you. Again. It's really you. Excellent. How have you been? I've been pretty busy lately. Listen carefully. I've been pretty busy lately. Repeat after me. I've been pretty busy lately. Excellent. The conversation flows easily. Stories are exchanged. Memories return. Laughter appears. Naturally. Nobody is trying to sound perfect. They're simply enjoying the moment. That's what conversation really is. Connection. Not performance. As the afternoon continues, the three of you decide to have lunch together. A nearby restaurant looks inviting. You find a table, order food, and settle into another conversation. Halfway through lunch, the server brings the wrong order. A small problem. Nothing serious. But a perfect opportunity to use English naturally. Excuse me. I think there might be a mistake. Listen carefully. I think there might be a mistake. Repeat after me. I think there might be a mistake. Excellent. The server apologizes. The problem is fixed. The meal continues. Life moves forward. And that's another important lesson. Real conversations aren't perfect. Things happen. People make mistakes. Plans change. And that's okay. Because communication isn't about perfection. It's about adaptation. Now, imagine the afternoon slowly becomes evening. You leave the restaurant. Say goodbye to one friend. Continue walking with the other. The city lights begin appearing. The air cools slightly. The conversation becomes more personal. Your friend asks, "How are you really doing?" Not your schedule. Not your work. You. Listen carefully. How are you really doing? Repeat after me. How are you really doing? Excellent. You pause. Think for a moment. Then answer honestly. I've had a lot on my mind lately. But I'm doing okay. Listen carefully. I've had a lot on my mind lately. But I'm doing okay. Repeat after me. Excellent. Your friend smiles. I know what you mean. And just like that, a deeper connection is created. Not because your English was perfect. Because it was real. As the evening continues, you share stories. Funny stories. Unexpected stories. Small stories. The kinds of stories people tell every day. You say, actually, you'll never believe this. Listen carefully. You'll never believe this. Repeat after me. You'll never believe this. Excellent. People lean in. Curious. Interested. Connected. This is what storytelling does. It brings people closer. And now, something important happens. You realize you're no longer focusing on grammar. You're no longer searching desperately for vocabulary. You're no longer translating every thought. Instead, you're simply participating, responding, communicating, living. And that realization changes everything. Because that's what fluency actually feels like. Not perfect English. Comfortable English. English that allows you to participate in life. Now, let's do one final exercise together. I want you to imagine your own day. Not someone else's day. Your day. Think about this morning. What happened? Think about something you did. Someone you talked to. Something you ate. Somewhere you went. Now create one simple English sentence. Just one. Maybe. I had a busy morning. Maybe. I grabbed coffee with a friend. Maybe. I stayed home and relaxed. Maybe. I finally finished an important project. Say your sentence quietly now. Good. Now make it slightly longer. Add a feeling. Add a reason. Add a detail. Very good. That's exactly how fluency grows. One sentence becomes two. Two become three. And eventually, conversations begin flowing naturally. Every small sentence you repeat is training your brain to think in English. Every conversation you practice is building confidence. Every mistake is teaching you something useful. And every time you return to English, you're moving forward. Even when it doesn't feel like it. Especially when it doesn't feel like it. Before we finish, take a moment to appreciate what you've accomplished today. You listened. You repeated. You imagined. You responded. You practiced real English. Not textbook English. Not classroom English. Real English. The kind people use every day. And that matters. Because language is not something you memorize. Language is something you use. Something you experience. Something you live. Thank you for spending this time with relaxing English listening. If you enjoyed practicing with me today, come back and listen again. Each repetition will feel easier. Each conversation will feel more familiar. And each time you practice, your confidence will grow a little more. Before you go, I'd love for you to do one final thing. Think about your day and write one simple sentence in English. Just one. A real sentence about your real life. Because that sentence might be small, but it's another step toward becoming someone who doesn't just learn English. Someone who lives it. Take care. Keep practicing. And I'll see you in the next lesson.